Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Louisa. It's Monday, February 23rd. Hope everyone is doing great. Watching the market here this morning. Just a quick overview on NQ. Overnight, a little choppy overnight. Price came back down into these SIBIs, which originated from this move down. So they became inverted fair value gaps. Then price pushed up. Asia, we came down into this 5-minute BISI, and from here we turned around. Price has been moving up, but overall, there's no news this morning. So it's, hey, good morning, Donald. Yeah, my weekend was good. How about yours? So price came back down to this 5-minute BISI here just below midnight and did a nice turnaround. We had a push up, and then London turned around and has kind of been consolidating since. So it's a bit of a slow morning. I think we need some volatility from the 9:30 open to just give us some sense of where this market wants to go. Overall, on the higher time frame, I am bullish, but again, if we look to the 1 hour, we've been consolidating quite a bit. This was the push down overnight from the 1800 hour open, and then a little bit of a slow grind up London, and then we've had a push back down. So we are in between this range. Prices in between this range, and yeah, so that's kind of where we are. Hey, just USA. My plan today is no news Monday. I just want to watch the market. I want to see some structure being built, and yeah, that's basically it. No moves without my entry model, and I know what that is. And so if I see it, I'll execute on it, and if I don't see it, I won't execute. Well, we got a lot of snow, just USA. Yeah, thanks for asking. We got a lot of snow. And Saturday and Sunday morning, I had the most beautiful trail time with my dog. Like, I wish I had brought my camera, or not my camera, but my mobile, because it was exceptional. It was fresh snow, no footprints. The only footprints out there were those from animals. And my dog loves the snow. It was just perfection. The snow was in the trees. Like I say, there were no tracks. There was nobody out there. It was just myself and my dog. It was spectacular. I just love mornings like that. This morning we were back out because my dog and I obviously were up super early because of the market, but there's now tracks through where we go, so it's not as pristine. But anyway, you just know when you're like, it's like being a snowboarder or a skier and you're the first one out in fresh snow, and it's just like you're just so full of gratitude to be there in that moment. So thank you for asking. We have a lot of embedded ice uh, along the sidewalks and stuff. So I had to put my crampons on this weekend. I don't know if you guys know what crampons are, but they're like things you put on your hiking boots. They have like metal spikes in the bottom so that you don't fall. I really should take my mobile with me just in case I ever run into problems out there, but whatever. Ah, 80 degrees. Oh my God. You know what they say, Donald? Know your audience. So Saturday night, my dog and I were chilling out, and I was scrolling through YouTube. And it's 9:27, but there's not much happening here, so I'm just gonna freely talk. But anyway, my dog and I are scrolling through social media, and I came across this like YouTuber with like 3 million views, and he's like a hairdresser, and he's really fun and cute, and he's just like full of enthusiasm and stuff. And he has invented this haircut for people to do at home. And it's super, super simple. Like you just wet your hair, you put two ponytails in, and you cut it, and you get the most amazing cut. So, so I thought, oh, what a great idea. I think I'm going to do that right now. So you can see that I went a little crazy. I took maybe a little more off than I should have. I kept a little in the back, but anyway, I took about 4 inches off, and my hair grows so fast. But anyway, it worked out pretty good. Like, it's not bad. I have like bangs, but anyway, they'll grow out in a month or two. It's just one of those things. You're in a small town, and you're like, yeah, that seems like a good idea. This is what we do. I live in a really, really small town, guys. So, like, let me tell you how small this town is. I didn't grow up here. I just moved here a couple of years ago to focus on my trading. I come from a really big city. Oh, thanks. My town is so small that in the evening, they turn the traffic lights off. You know, the traffic lights for cars. When I first moved here, I was like, wow, these traffic lights are always out of order. They're always like, hey, good morning, Polterschnack. They're always like flashing yellow. Like, this place has a problem, man. And then somebody told me, no, we turn the traffic lights off at night so that cars don't have to stop. Can you imagine? But that's how small this town is. Anyway, so there's no mall, there's no cinema. Like the stores open and close when they feel like it. Hashtag small town living. It's like if anybody has seen that YouTube or that Netflix show, fantastic show. It was called Schitt's Creek. And okay, so the market's open now. I'm just, let me go down to the 5 minute. Okay, so we're racing up to maybe sell side up here, or excuse me, buy side. London high. We've really been consolidating. Yeah, so no traffic lights here at night. Okay, so we hit this new week opening gap here. Again, I'm on the 5 minutes, the 5 minute time frame. We took London high, tapped into the new week opening gap from February 22nd. I'm just going to move down to the 1 minute, see if we can find the first presented fair value gap. This is Push back up into the new week opening gap here. We've got previous week high above us. Again, rejection from the new week opening gap. So early this morning when Asia came down and dropped into this BISI here, this is from this move initially higher. This was the fair value gap that was created. So price came predictably back down into here and then started pushing its way up. I made my screen numbers a little bigger, so hopefully you guys can see them a little more clearly. Just go to the hourly here. Second. So this has been this kind of chop range that we've been in here. Here's our previous week high. This push down, we still have this SIBI here that price could tap into this imbalance here. So this is what I've been looking for. So we've pushed up into this imbalance, but there were three, there were two big imbalances that were created from this drive down. So price is just retapping into these now. So here's the first one, and here's the second one. And I believe it was last week. Can't remember who it was, but I think he had put the 4 hour on his chart, and I had broken mine down into 1 hour segments. If you guys recall that, this is that area that that we were talking about last week. Pushing off from that new week opening gap there. ES has taken Asia high, NQ has not. YM has taken Asia high. And the ES has taken Asia high and NQ has not. It's really, price action is quite choppy. Like it's hard to determine. We don't even have a fair value gap on the board yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a short. Again, this channel is for entertainment purposes only. Nobody should copy my trades just because we've tapped into a new week opening gap. We have an SMT. I'm going to wait for the 945. I think that's what I'm going to do just for a rundown. Let's see if we can take out not only the London low, but potentially these new week opening gaps down here, but that might be ambitious. Let's see if we can get down to new day opening gap down here. We have a new week opening gap, but that's quite a ways down, but let's check it out. I'm gonna buy one back, take a little bit of profit off shortly. Macro is now beginning. Should see price move down. I'm gonna buy one back, just play it a little bit safe, take some profit off the table. Nobody goes broke taking profit off the table. This is our London low here. Not certain if we're going to get below here, but I think I think the new day opening gap and the new week opening gap are a little attractive. We've taken some profit off the table, so we are A-okay. Come on, baby. See what appears to be, I'm just going to coin it, shitty little price action here. This is the market engineering liquidity. This is low resistance liquidity, right? We made this all evening here. This is what we want to capitalize on. It's shitty on the way up, but it's nice on the way down. Good for you, William. I don't want to be greedy, but I just this new week opening gap down here might be a pull. Let's see. Let's just watch price action here. See, on this 4-hour candle, which is going to change over, macro's just starting 9:44. So let's see if we can rip down now. This 4-hour candle, see how it came up here and took out these highs this morning? That was London. That's engineering liquidity. That is manipulation up to bring price down. That's what we want to see in the morning. Rejecting this hourly BISI. This is why we have the hourlies on our charts. They are stepping stones to where price wants to go. We are now at London low. I'm gonna move my stop loss or my take profit. Again, I don't want to be greedy, but I just want to see if we can get into this new day opening gap, new week opening gap down here. That's the market tipping its hand to us, William. All we have to do is watch for the clues. Remember, we're in the game of probabilities, right? So we stick to our rules. Risk management is number one. So long as we stay below this hourly BISI, I'm going to stay in the trade. So we are reading price. We're just not watching candles print. We are reading price. What are the PD arrays telling us? So we came back into price, doesn't move in a straight line, right? It came back into this little sibby here, rejecting. That's what we want to see. So I'm going to stay in the trade so long as the PD arrays are telling me what price wants to do. Candle closes in 11 seconds. So long as the body stays inside the BISI, I will remain in the trade. Closes inside the BISI. Let's drop below here. This is our swing low. Let's make another swing low. Got to remember when that 10 a.m. candle opens, if price wants to go lower, it's going to go up first, right? Open, high, low, close. So I'm keeping an eye on the time here. If I don't want to be caught in that 10 a.m. potential rebound higher, it's something I watch for. Of course, 10 a.m. candle could open and just continue to dump. But so long as we are inside, so long as we are using this BISI, prices it's in, it's repricing, it's repricing, it's repricing, I'm going to stay in the trade. If price then wants to use this BISI as support, then I'm going to exit. But for now, I'm just reading price and I'm just following what it's telling me. I'm not looking at numbers. I don't look at how much profit we have on the table. None of that. We're watching price action. We're reading price and we're following what price is telling us. We have this new day opening gap down here. We've got London low here. And we are mindful of that 10 a.m. could be open, high, low, close. We are well above midnight. Nice wicks. We have 12 seconds till this candle closes. Come on, you. We're in this SIBI here, so I'm going to give it some grace. See the SIBI here? Okay, come on. Just wanting to reprice through here. Give up the fight and get below that busy. Notice how far above midnight we are. I always say I want to sell as far above midnight as possible, and I want to buy as far below midnight as possible. Midnight is our open, right? It's our midnight open, and it is equilibrium in some respects. And so we were so far above midnight when price opened at 9:30 that I want to see price move below midnight. It doesn't have to, but that's what I'd like to see. You really want to have midnight on your chart. It's such an important level. It's like a level when you're building a house. Do you want to build a house that's level? Come on. Jeez. 2 minutes until that 10 o'clock candle opens. So we can anticipate seeing, if price is going to go lower, we can anticipate seeing a jump up when that 10 o'clock candle opens. Always Eastern Standard Time, Robert. Always, always, we're always going to talk Eastern Standard Time on this channel. Good question, and thank you for clarifying for everybody else. Okay, 1 minute till that 10 o'clock candle opens. Wick up. So you see that jump up? And then let's see if there's our open high. Let's see if we get the expansion of this candle. Distribution. Let's go. Want to see some limousines going downtown. Too much coffee this morning, eh? Come on, let's go. Here's our midnight. No, come on. Here's our Asia low. Here's our midnight. I'd like to see it dip into the new week opening gap. Previous day low below for a stretch goal. If we look on the 4-hour candle, here's our open high. We want to see distribution. We want to take out at least the 22-hour time, the 18-hour time, take out liquidity below here, which takes us to Asia low and then new week and new day opening gap here and previous day low here. All of this in here is repricing, repricing, repricing in order to move, for price to move lower. Consequent encroachment from this SIBI, from this candle 1, candle 2, candle 3. Approaching midnight. This is an important level here, this 5-minute BISI, because this is where earlier this morning price had a reaction from and moved higher. This was our Asia low. I'm watching this candle, this black candle here. It's wick, it's low. I don't want to see price move above that. See this candle right here? This low was the inception of the start of this SIBI, and I don't want to see price move past that. I don't want to see price move above it. We're coming to the end of the first macro. So I still don't think that we've reached terminus, but the decision point for me is whether I remain in the trade or whether I just take profit and run and be content with enough. In between macros, there's going to be some price distortion. So for half an hour, if you remain in the trade, you have to weather what can be, a little bit of up and down, up and down, up and down. And then there's no guarantee, but second stage distribution can happen in the second macro, but there's no guarantee. So it's kind of a decision point. We have this swing high here. We've been retracing, redelivering price through this SIBI. As long as we stay below the 50%, that would still be a fairly strong bearish indication. And always when you begin a trade, you begin with point A, which is your point of interest, which was our London high or AM high, and then our point B, which is terminus. So my point B is Asia low getting below this 5-minute BISI, and then hopefully getting into this new day opening gap, and then a stretch goal of previous day low below us. So we always have a point A, which is where you get into the trade, but you must have a point B in mind. Otherwise, it won't make sense to get into the trade, right? So first macro ending now. So we're going to see some price distortion. So either exit the trade now, be content with enough, or remain in it for the second macro. Where is YM? Look at YM. YM is at a different party. Great. Let's hopefully NQ and ES will follow YM. See, here's our morning. This is where Asia reached its low and then started to wind up. Mm-hmm. I know. It's a very tight range. Keeps going back to this open, the 10 a.m. open. Okay. See what I mean? That between the macros, we get this price distortion. So you need to think before that first macro ends, whether you want to remain in the trade or not, because you got to sit through this. Not all the time, but enough times that I recognize that this happens. So you have to ask yourself, is my point B, which is my terminus, am I really, do I feel quite strongly about price going there, or just to exit the trade after that first macro, taking your profit and going to the gym? Yes, is just about taking the Asia low. So I'm watching for its reaction. Again, just notice on this 4-hour candle and on the 1-hour candle, open, high, low, close. So if you anticipate that price is going to go down, just know that you got to weather that open high, right? Always something to be aware of, especially when that 4-hour candle opens. You still get a good reaction when the 1-hour candle opens, but the higher time frame is going to give you a more significant reaction, right? So just watching here to see if we want to purge Asia and then reverse. Notice how beautifully price has repriced into this SIBI. Price was delivered on the sell side. We came back into it on the buy side. We repriced this imbalance. Once price has been rebalanced, then IPTA allows it to continue on its journey. This is a beautiful example of price delivering on the sell side, rebalancing on the buy side, and then a continuation to the sell side. This is what we're reading in here. This is the reaction of the market. We're looking for price to rebalance and then continuing on its journey. And how do you get good at that? I spent at least 12 hours this weekend reading price. Like, this is the level of the detail that spend some time like really understanding price, what rebalancing means, what to look for, what does it look like, what time does it happen, and then just read price. Like just spend your weekend reading price. Once you get good at the macro, right, putting your analysis in where you think price is going, then you need to be able to read microeconomics. You need to be able to read price. See how beautifully this black down close candle here, this is on the sell side delivery. Here we come back up, the next black candle, the buy side delivery. Look how that just beautifully, beautifully delivered buy side. Now this candle opens here, the last black candle. Look at the top of the wick. Put your mouse at the top of this wick and look to your left, 2 candles over. You see how price has balanced in here. This is a balanced price range. If we have a balanced price range, there's no reason for price to redeliver back into that area. Price is balanced. It's taking a hell of a long time to balance this morning and to move down, but it's a no news Monday, right? But this is what you're looking for when you can really begin to read price. All of a sudden, you're not just watching candles print. You're looking for equilibrium, you're looking for rebalance, you're looking for areas where price is not balanced. We've come down through the new day opening gap. We're watching this candle. We have a nice push down. Why? How do we know that? Because we have this wick, and above us we have a balanced price range. I'm just going to move my take profit. Also notice that when we get to this stage of a trade, I don't want to be on the 1 minute because the 1 minute it's too much to read. It's too much information to read. So I like to go on to the 5 minute. And if I'm in a longer trade, I like to go to the 15 minutes. But right now I want to watch this 5 minute BISI where price was early this morning, Asia right here. This is Asia's low. And we're watching ES as well because they don't both have to break below Asia. Only one of them has to move below Asia, and YM has already moved below Asia. But I'm thinking that this new week opening gap and potentially the previous day low are draws on liquidity on the higher time frame. One minute till macro. See how long that half hour is between macros? Makes a girl crazy. So you can either watch, Asia Low here, or you just come over to your 4 hour candles and your 1 hour candle, and you just look to see. So here's liquidity below here. Oftentimes, I'm just watching my 4 hour candle. Here's our swing low from Asia this morning. Now that we've crossed the equilibrium, I call it equilibrium, which is midnight. This up here, anything for me like above midnight is premium. And and then anything below midnight, we get into discount. And this is why, you'll hear me say it time and time again. I don't want to sell below midnight because by then all of this premium is already gone. You'll hear me say that time and time again. And now that we're below midnight, now we're reaching into sort of the coming into the area where, you don't want to be jumping into the trade here. Most of the trade is gone. And we were fortunate enough to be, you know, in on the trade pretty in it, deep into discount, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'd like to see price move way more into discount, which would be, previous day low. And when I say discount from up here being premium. So this is a sensitive area. So we're watching price here. We're watching, and we're 2 minutes into the macro. So we want to see some movement now. If IPTA has a goal of getting to a level, if it's programmed to reach a certain level, and new week opening gap or previous day low, then by coming into this next macro, we hopefully see some draw towards that area with some enthusiasm. We also know that once price gets close and begins to reach its point of terminus, it usually comes into, it's like a train station. The train comes into the station with some acceleration. That's what happens when price gets close to its terminus. It reaches its terminus. It doesn't dribble in. It comes into the train station with some force. Maybe Dean Man. We'll see. Could be. Could be. See this candle? This black candle? Take a look at the low of the wick. Put your cursor there. Take a look at the current candle on the 5-minute. Take a look at the wick. That's immediate rebalance. There we go. Let's get some long candles. Let's approach terminus. So let's see now what happens with the new day and the new week opening gap. And our stretch goal is previous day low. Now that we're in the macro, we anticipate some strength. We're going to watch ES for a reaction. One thing I'm noticing on the 5 minutes is we have this big SIBI here from these candles. So let's keep our eye on this. Well, Kevin, let's keep in mind that if price wants to go up this week and make higher prices, the Monday it's got to open lower. It's got to sweep all that liquidity in order to be able to move higher during the week. If you look on the daily and the weekly, we're bullish, in my humble opinion. So when we see IPTA drawing price down at the beginning of the week, it's potentially setting us up for a bullish week. I keep moving my terminus down because sometimes price, will throw this huge wick out and then take me out of the trade before I'm ready to be taken out of the trade. So I keep moving my terminus down to make sure that if that sneaky little tentacle doesn't come flying down and take me out. I mean, worse things can happen, right? But let's see if we can get down to previous day low here. Again, we've got this SIBI. We've got our eyes open on this SIBI. If we get down below the 50%, that's showing bearishness. And then the wick from this candle, this green candle here, remember the wick acts as a gap. So anywhere in this gap, price could reverse. Both our 4-hour candle and our 1-hour candle, mostly the 4-hour candle is what I pay attention to, has swept the lows from 1800 and 2200 hours last night. See how nice it is to have that 4-hour, like immediate information on the higher time frame? Here's the name of it. It's by the Tick Magnet Higher Timeframe Candle Overlay, and you just keep adding as many as you want to your chart, and then here's the time frame. You change it in here, and then make it whatever color you want. And you can put 5 of them on your chart if you want. I like the 1 hour and the 4 hour. Mostly the 4 hour for me is more meaningful because I'm looking for a higher time frame bias. This way, you don't have to keep flipping between your charts. You can put the daily on here as well. And then you don't have to keep moving back and forth, checking different charts. This is honestly, and it shows you opening price. See the black line? That's the opening price. And then see the little red lines here? This is sweep of liquidity. So it gives you so much information on your chart. You literally have everything that you need to make decisions. You don't have to keep moving all over your chart, looking all over for stuff. Did we sweep liquidity? You know, what was the low of 11 p.m. last night? Like, it's all there in front of you. It's made a big difference having this information, right at my fingertips. So we're past the 50% of this range. Guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a video that I highly, highly recommend you guys, if you really want to understand price, how to read price. I am going to attach a video to the description of my video. And if you can study this video, it's not a long video, but it's about balanced price ranges. And ICT, I love that man. I'm so grateful to him. He doesn't always explain everything. He does his best at explaining everything, but sometimes you need to hear it a couple times. So I'm gonna attach a video that you're truly going to understand the importance of balanced price ranges. And the reason they're so important is that price doesn't move until it has a balanced price range. And when it balances a price, which is this, I call it, price distortion or whatever, you can get a little freaked out when you see it and you think, should I get out of the trade? Should I stay in the trade? Should I get out? But once you understand what price is doing, what IPTA is doing, it'll give you a lot more confidence to remain in a trade or get into a trade. And if you're a scalper and you understand what balanced price ranges are, the world is your oyster. So I'm going to attach that video. Study the examples that he gives. So he goes through what a balanced price range is and why and what it looks like, and then he goes through examples. And if you can study those examples and really understand balanced price ranges, your world will change. So I'm just going to move I'm going to move my terminus down just a little bit. We're getting here. We're getting pretty close to, where I might end my trade shortly. Previous day low would be cool. ES hasn't reached it yet, but obviously YM has. We could reverse anywhere here. And just realize that it's important to keep checking on the higher time frame what the week is looking like, right? We don't just come to the chart to focus on what can I get for the day. We're looking, what is the distribution for the week? Because if you really understand what distribution is possible for the week, then you can get these big, well, I'm not going to say it's a big move, but these healthy moves, right? What do we start at? 24,976. Where are we? 24,742, 742, 842, 940. What are we? We're going to end with 250 points this morning. And, this is not a, wow, look at us, 250 points. This is, we're reading price. That's all we're doing. We have a point A, we have roughly a point B where we think price might be interested in going. And through that management of the trade, and it's management of the trade, we are reading price. We are looking for balanced price ranges. We're looking for, when the low of this candle and the high of this candle, oh my gosh, that's a balanced price range. We're going to stay in the trade. Like, that's what keeps us in the trade with some confidence. It's not always going to work. You can have a really quick smart money reversal, but when you can read price, it's going to take the stress off of you, because then you truly understand how price is moving and what it needs to do to continue moving in the same direction. So I'm going to drop that video into the description of my video this morning. If you guys can like, share, and subscribe, please, I'd appreciate it. If these videos are helpful to you, then I will continue making them. Okay, so ES has just pulled into the station of previous day low. We are at 11:03 of the second macro. Anything in here, I'm happy to terminate my trade. We move to the side, we take profit, we move to the side, and we wait for another trade of equally high I don't know, whatever you want to call it, high value. Waiting for the high value trades is worth it, because you can waste a lot of your time, a lot of your emotional and mental capital trading bullshit trades, okay? And all it does is it makes you feel frustrated. It makes you doubt your ability. We got previous week low here, and then ultimately the sell side down here. Remember I said last week, this is our previous final area of resistance, this SIBI here, and we seem to be moving through it. So I'm going to just remain in the trade until price tells me that I shouldn't. All we're doing is reading price, guys, okay? All we're doing is reading price. Remember this final area of resistance? This here, and then this is an hourly BISI, and then we've got sell side previous week low. We still have 10 minutes left in this macro. NQ is approaching previous day low now. ES has taken previous day low. So think about think about what is below a previous day low. Think about what is below this level here. It's a ton of stops, right? So this is an area that IPTA comes into, and anyone who was long from here, short from here, maybe who has um, an order that they put this morning to get into a trade to go long, all of those orders are sitting below here. So think about everybody now buying, selling, automatic orders getting into the market. Like it's just going. So we're going to get some, we're going to see some bouncing here because that is buy, sell orders at millions, right? So just know to anticipate that kind of buying, selling. And it's not buying, selling pressure. It's just like thinking about all those transactions happening, right? So we're going to see some up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, as millions of those orders are bought and sold. We have 7 more minutes left in this macro. Again, when IPTA comes into its level that it's been programmed to come into, it comes in with some force, with some strength, and we might see this might be the end here, or we might go down to previous week low. And think about, if you will, think about what a smart money reversal looks like. Smart money reversal looks like, remember, we have those inverted fair value gaps on the left-hand side of the curve. So on the right-hand side of the curve, as price is going up, we tap into these and use them as inverted fair value gaps. That's where the inverted fair value gaps come from. It's because when price comes into its level, its terminus, before it reverses with a smart money reversal, it's going to give us these beautiful fair value gaps that ultimately become the inverted fair value gaps when the sell side of the market is complete and the buy side of the market begins. So you can see as price comes into its delivery level or position that it gives us these beautiful fair value gaps. So anywhere here, I'm very cool to take my profit and be done with the morning and be filled with gratitude and content with enough. But I just wanted to explain so that as we're going through this and if you're watching this, that you truly understand and begin to understand price action and what it looks like and what it means, because it gives you a heck of a lot more confidence when you know what price is doing, or at least you have a better idea of what price is doing, so that you lose the fear. You lose the fear of getting into a trade. You lose the fear of staying in a trade too long. Oh, thanks, Braden. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to, I think everybody should watch this video. If you really want to understand price and how it moves, you have to understand the macroeconomics, which is the higher time frames, so that you have a framework, but that's not enough. Then you need an entry model if you know that if you have a price is starting at A and going to B. And then the management is in the microeconomics, which is, can you read price? Whether that be on the 1 minute if you're a scalper, 5 minute if you're a day trader, or even a 15 minute if you're a day trader. I'm flirting with this previous week low here. I'm flirting with the idea of, wouldn't it be great to come down to previous week low? I'm not greedy. I don't want anyone to think like this is me being greedy. I'm just, I can see it coming down here, and here's our swing low. We have 2 minutes left in the macro. How much fun would it be if it came down to previous week low? Liquidity, exactly, exactly. That's why Levere makes a very good point. Everything is about liquidity. Okay, that's how the market moves. Liquidity, balanced price ranges. That's how price is moving. It takes buy stops and sell stops, and it reprices, and then it has another level that it's programmed to go and deliver to. So we can imagine there's a lot of liquidity below this previous day low. Remember on the hourly candle, if price is going to go lower, we have open, high, low, close. So that hourly candle may have already reached its low. Now the 4 hour is good until 2 p.m. Okay, so I just want to get some feedback from you guys. Put a 1 in the chat if we just happy with previous day low and we're out, and put a 2 in the chat if you're like all in with previous week low with me. I want to know. I need some feedback. Pradan, I have 3 time frames. The weekly and the daily is my higher time frame framework for the week, and the week and the day. Then the 1 hour is everything that's on my chart. Every BISI, SIBI, that is all on the hourly, and I wait for price to come into a point of interest on the hourly. Only then do I go down to the 5 minute, and I will look for my entry model, which is a smart money reversal or a continuation between the 1 minute and the 5 minute. And if I can find it on the 5 minute, I'm happy to enter a trade on the 5 minute. If I can't find my fair value gaps and my inverted fair value gaps on the 5 minute, I drill down to the 1 minute, or I drill down to the 2 minute and then the 1 minute until I can find my entry. I used to look on all the time frames, and I would be in analysis paralysis, looking at all through the time frames. And as soon as I just went to my 3 time frames, everything just smoothed out for me. So it is the daily and the weekly to figure out, are we bullish or are we bearish on the higher time frame. My chart is made up of hourly important levels. And when price comes into an important hourly level, then I look for my entry model, which is on the anywhere between the 5 minute to the 1 minute. And that's it. Keep it simple. Andre, you entered a 1 and a 2. You're too much. This macro is finishing, but the thought of it going down to the previous week low is kind of like, where is YM? YM's down here. Month open. YM is down at the month open. Where's my month open? Where is my month open? Okay, well, the macro has ended. I think I can be content and terminate my trade. Let's just take a look on the lower time frame and see if we have a smart money reversal happening. Whoa, look at that. Smart money reversal. Okay, I'm out. Look how difficult that is. On the 2-minute, looking for a smart money reversal. Whoa. See how nicely below midnight we are? Okay. So the further that we can go below midnight, that becomes discount for going for higher prices, right? Okay, I can end here and be pretty happy with this morning's. Or can I? Did you also look at the gap in ETH and RTH? This is the hourly. So this is where we are on this very important level here. Then our BISI right here. And if we lose this, we're going down to previous week low. Now we've already come down. You can see we've come right down to the bottom. So we may chop around now. Now that our macro has finished, we may chop around in here for a while. We might get price distortion. Here's opening price of the 11 o'clock candle. Open high, low, close. Let's see if we can just get a little bit more distribution through this 1 hour candle. So long as it stays below opening price, we're bearish. Okay, as soon as this candle starts going bullish, I'm out. Okay, I'm content with enough. So, how many points is that? Let's just do a quick calculation. Where did I get in? I got in up here at about 25,000. Subtract 24,750. 250 points. That's not bad for a no news Monday. And then let's just take our short position is, okay, so we got in around 25. Yeah, we got in up here. Our stop loss was somewhere around here. And then we took this down to about here. So that's 10.5 RR. That's not bad for a no news Monday, eh, guys? So if you don't mind pressing the like, share, and subscribe, if me tape reading is helpful, if you learn something from this, I would appreciate if you just help a girl out. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm going to link in the description that video that I'm talking about balanced price range, because it'll literally change the way you see the market. And don't rush through it. Go on the charts after you watch that video and look for balanced price ranges, immediate rebalance, inside of SIBIs and BISIs, outside of SIBIs and BISIs. Look during the macros, look outside the macros, and really start to understand microeconomics. You need to know macro, you need to know micro. Then you need to have an entry model that you trust with a risk management strategy that keeps you trading for years and years to come. So slow and steady wins the game. 250 points of a well managed trade. There was nothing exciting about this. There was nothing heart palpitating. There's no palms that are sweaty. We are simply reading price, and we are allowing the trade to work out for us. And once we have that level where it no longer makes sense to stay in the trade at a time that it no longer makes sense to stay in the trade, we exit, we take our win-loss, whatever the heck it was, and we go about our day and we live life. And we live to trade another day, more importantly. So thanks for joining me today, guys. Awesome fun. And I will see you guys tomorrow, and look for that video later today. Okay, guys, bye for now.